Hello, my foodie friends. It's me, your friendly neighborhood kid Twitch Tara, and I'm welcoming you to Recipes for the Cooking Impaired here in the world of Skyrim. We are still doing our Elder Scrolls official cookbook recipes by Chelsea Monroe Cassell, which I really should have that memorized by now, but I don't quite. But thank you, Chelsea, for making such a fabulous book. I have enjoyed it so much. Today we're making a main dish. Now, the main dish is traditionally called coastal clam chowder. I wrote down the coastal clam chowder recipe. However, we changed this recipe like a lot for two reasons. One, Danielle, not a fish person. Two, my camera lady has problems with fish. It make her sick, especially clams. Shellfish, no. So, although this is clam chowder, this is actually a chicken and potato chowder. But that's okay. We're going to keep going with it. So now you'll have two different ways that you can make this. First off, 1/4 pound of bacon diced. 2 medium russet or large yellow potatoes, and you're going to peel them and dice them, or you can slice them if you like them a little more. Just don't slice them too thick, about like right there. 1 leek, a bunch of it. It has a bulb at the bottom and the bunch on top. Just one of those, and you're going to be cutting up the white and the light green portion, so not the very top. So bulb on up part way. It's from the onion family, so it's a tearful cutting. I will throw that out there ahead, guys. It'll make your eyes water a bit, but it's a really cool vegetable that out here, because I'm in the US, we don't use in a lot of recipes, so it was really fun to try something new with it. Now you're going to need a 10-ounce can of baby clams in juice, unless you're doing the chicken version. Then it's a 10-ounce clam of chicken in juice. Yeah, like chicken of the sea, for example. 2 cups of fish broth, or if you're doing the chicken version, chicken broth. Either way, I would recommend a low sodium version. Now you're going to use 2 to 4 cups of water, and this is added as needed because it's based off of how much room your vegetables are taking up, because you just want to barely cover the top between the broth and the water and the juice. You're going to have quite a bit, but you don't want this super overpoweringly watered down, because you're going to lose a lot of the flavor. So only 2 to 4 cups. I believe when we made this at Danielle's, we used 4 full cups. 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and that's going to be melting down into the pot. Strike that. Reverse it. We will go into how we get the butter in. We also have 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 cup of milk, and that, with the butter and the milk and the flour, we're going to make a thing called a roux. Oh my gosh, do you feel fancy yet? A roux, a creamy, milky consistency that you put in to get the chowder going. This is a really old-fashioned way of doing it, and it's awesome. Now, the last thing you see on the bottom is 1 teaspoon of imperial seasoning. Now, in our book, in the front, there are recipes for imperial seasoning, Nord seasoning, a few other ones. But we're actually going to do it together next video. You will see how to make imperial seasoning. Until then, let's go to the metrics. La ma na 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 ma na nam ba dum nam da dum na dum na 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 nam 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 nam. You're done. All right, guys, let's head into the kitchen and start this bake. All right, so next is the coastal clam chowder. Here is the picture from the book. We have a lot of steps, mostly cutting everything up and preparing it, but this is gonna be yummy. All right, guys, so we have cut everything up. We start with the bacon at the bottom. This has been diced, sliced.
And the next thing it says is the potatoes.
Now the potatoes also have been diced ahead.
And then we're gonna kind of layer that on there.
And then the leeks that are cut, they cut a little bit like you were doing celery, but this is an onion. It's in the onion family. It was probably on this spoon.
It was on the spoon.
Yeah.
There's no way it was in this.
So it's part of the onion family. So if you could see,
your eyes might be a little sore. Just
your eyes are gonna water. I didn't even cut them. Danielle did, and my eyes are watering like crazy sauce. 1 second. Chicken that's in broth. So
since we weren't using the clams in their juices. Ew.
So even though this is coastal clam chowder, we're doing a chicken chowder version for 2 reasons. One, some people are anti anything fishy, and Angie, who's going to be joining us to munch on this later, is
just the yams.
Oh, the yams. Is also like not great with most seafood. So if you can get chicken that's in a, what'd you say it was in a?
It's in broth.
In a broth, that's perfect. But then we're also going to be adding in.
Break it up.
Yeah, break
so
it up.
It's pretty easy to break up because it's all cooked.
Yeah.
Well, the bacon's not, but the chicken that we just dumped in
chicken's cooked. Yeah. But we're going to be adding a broth into it. But instead of using a fish broth, we're going to be using a chicken broth since we're using chickens. So this will be a great chowder. It just will be slightly different. I have suggestions if you guys want to make it fishy. All right.
We've made imperial seasoning.
Once again, here, turn the lid again. Yeah, imperial seasoning.
All
right.
It has marjoram, savory, white pepper, and one other thing. I don't remember which.
Yeah, we'll do a video for explaining what's all in there for you guys, in case you don't have the Elder Scroll recipe book.
I'm going to do a teaspoon, about. Just drizzle it in there. Drizzle. You can't drizzle powder.
Sprinkle.
Thank you.
Sprinkle drizzle that sprinklage. Yes.
Alright, and then 2 cups of chicken broth.
Yep, since we're doing chicken base. If you guys were not doing chickens and you were doing seafood, this would be a fish broth. But we're doing chickens.
Now I need water.
And next water.
We just want to cover everything.
Yep. So up to 4 cups of water. We're going for a little coverage.
You know what would be really good in this?
Corn. Corn would be really good in this. And it's not on the recipe, but especially with the chicken and such.
I have corn. Should
we can totally. So girls and guys out there, all my foodie friends, we're going to go off book, literally even further than we did, and add corn. Alright, so foodie friends, we already have 4 cups in this pot already.
Should we put the water from the corn in there too? Yeah. Okay.
But since our can comes with its own delicious corn water sweetness,
just whole kernel corn.
Yeah, it's already in the water. We're going to just go ahead and pour that water in with the corn and use it. Now again, this is off book. This was not in our set recipe. We changed it a little. So now we're going to change it a little more for fun. And mixy.
Oh,
so we got it all stirred. We got it on a medium heat. And now we're going to cover it and let it simmer.
Did I really pick the wrong lid? You know what?
We got the wrong lid.
Sorry.
That's okay. We'll get the right lid. We're going to cover it and let it simmer for 30 minutes. Alright, so we're putting 2 tablespoons of butter in a small saucepan. And this is going to go into our chowder that we've already established, just technically not clam coastal. It's more like coastal chicken.
2 tablespoons of flour.
And we got 2 tablespoons of our gluten-free flour because we're sharing with our gluten-free folks. Danielle, who is kind enough to be the helping hands, and...
Tablespoons? Yes, tablespoons. Okay. Oh. I melt the butter. Oh, and stir in the flour. Well, you know what? It should melt pretty quickly, right?
Yes. So, we made oops. We did not pre-read fully, so that happens. So we stopped putting in the flour. We're going to melt that butter, mix it in with the flour, and then add, well, more flour.
Whisking. That's melted.
All right,
now
now.
2nd tablespoon of flour in there.
2nd tablespoon of flour in with our wonderful melted butter. And we'll whisk that in.
Together.
Whisking away in the kitchen. All right. So we are going to be adding the milk. A little bit of milk. How much milk? Well, 1 cup of milk. Whole milk. High fat content, if at all possible. And we're going to pour it in as we whisk. Basically what we're making is called a roux in the kitchen cooking culinary world. Yeah. Don't you feel smart? So you can tell somebody, if you're making this right now, making this ingredients, you can say, hey, I totally made a roux. Do you know how to make a roux? Well, let me teach you. Or you can be the smart one in the room and say, no, the knowledge is mine. Wah! It's up to you. No judgment either way.
I just want to slowly get the clumps out each time.
Now, Miss Danielle, do you know what we use a roux for, my dear?
I think it's thickening, right?
It is indeed thickening. It is a very common thickener combo in creamy type of ingredients. Oh, there we go. Come off to the side because I started getting fuzzy. So being that this is a chowder, when you're doing it homemade, a roux is really popular when you already have other liquids in there that are not solely milk-based, like we have our chicken broth. So this roux,
we're going to stir it until it starts
is
to
good.
thicken. So I guess we'll find out when that is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It takes a couple minutes. Yeah. It'll be great. Okay, so we're stirring frequently as it thickens. We still have it cooking on
Stir until it's thickened.
medium heat, but keep stirring because this will curdle and stick really easy. You guys got me? It's a continuing stir thing, which is annoying, but seriously annoying, but super important with a roux like this.
I don't want to take a whole bunch of them. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we are at our creamy pinnacle. So we are going to go ahead and not stop stirring until right before we pour this puppy in. And this is going in to our wonderful mix. Yeah, this is my hand, guys.
It smells and looks so good. Look at
it's
this.
my hand because Danielle's hand is stirring the innards of this deliciousness.
Oh my god, it smells like bacon.
It smells so good. It smells so good. You all need smell-o-vision in your life. And I gotta stop for a half a minute so I can turn this off. But then stir some more. Alright, so as you are doing this wonderful roux to go inside, you are going to keep stirring until right as you're pouring. So we stopped and we are going to pour the whole entirety in, stirring in the roux.
And twirling the pot, apparently.
The pot is allowed to twirl. That is fine. This is a special effect. If your pot does not twirl, it is okay.
Woo. Okay, let's scoop some more of this out.
Yeah, so all good.
Oh my gosh, this is like... I'm glad that it worked with the gluten.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've gotten enough of it out more or less.
That's totally fine. We'll just kind of stir it all in.
Oh,
Beautiful.
and then we gotta let it cook for like 15 minutes at least.
Yep.
Oh, and hopefully it'll thicken up nice and well. Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
Yep, and that roux will help thicken it, which is great, but it does need to cook just a little bit longer. We don't need the cover on it anymore, though, so
oh yeah,
we're
because
good.
we want it to start drying out. Or
Yep. Okay, guys, this is our finished chowder, coastal, not clam, but chicken chowder. And we had some delicious shortbread, also from the Elder Scroll recipe book. You will have some how-tos on that coming up soon. I'm cooking everything like everything with Danielle, my wonderful helping hands, an amazing cook. All at the same time, and so unfortunately / fortunately, I'm not sure exactly which order this is all going to be posted in. But until then, let me know if you guys want more like chowder soups, more Elden Scroll. Huh?
Elder.
I said Elden. I meant Elder. Elden.
There's also a game Elden Ring.
Okay, yeah, Elden could be a human person name. Elder Scroll or Skyrim-esque recipes. Let me know. Until then, foodie friends, I'm going to enjoy this. Miss your faces already. Bye!